Good evening, everyone. Welcome to, I guess we'll call it video number 3. I don't have any other creative way to say this, where Eric and I are here to play a game of Skytear. Open hands, you're going to get to see everything happening, and we're excited to jump in here. Eric, how are you doing?
I'm doing great this evening.
Oh man, this is going to be fun. So for those of you that haven't paid attention, we've done a couple of these, and we've got some really good feedback about it. So we're gonna keep doing it. I don't know how long we'll do it for, but as long as you guys are enjoying the content, we'll work to keep putting this out. And one of the things that we did different this time is we recorded a deck building video. So if you haven't checked that out, I encourage you to go into the Skytear YouTube and find the deck building video where you will see exactly step by step Eric building the deck that he is about to play. I think you're really going to enjoy that.
I'm excited for Kumai and Shadris to shine, so hopefully.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. And just real quick, I know we didn't watch me build my deck, but I'm just going to briefly kind of talk about. So, one of the things that I did similar to Eric is I had a couple of main heroes in Vorhild and Gilbjorn. And the reason I picked these as my main is I just haven't played with them that much. And so I wanted to put them in my list and just kind of force myself to run them as my main heroes. And the other people, I brought Nalaklan and Nantaka. They're green, can throw out some pillars to maybe trigger Vorhild's ability if I need it, and they can also just hit like a truck. And so if I have some kill objectives, they're going to probably come in and help me with that. I bring Freyhill in case I see hunting for power. That's simply it. She's my hunting for power character. I throw all of the heal cards on her, and with the idea that if hunting for power's out, I want to be able to snipe a hunting for power kill if it goes that direction. And then Akuti's there in case I'm playing somebody who is looking to stack up a bunch of minions, maybe some green with a lot of pillar stuff and unburial rights and things like that. So she comes and she's packing the barring the ways and different things like that to just really take care of minions. So that's just a quick rundown of the characters that I brought to the game and briefly why I brought them. And so I think we're ready to go, right?
Yeah. So, but before we even flip, so when you look at my heroes, pretty much no matter what the victory cards are that we're about to flip here, there's almost no chance you're bringing Akuti into this match. Is that right?
Yeah, I see no green, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried about unburial rights. And so the cards that I put on Akuti just would I would immediately scratch her out. So
Yep. So she has a role, and
yep,
that role doesn't happen this time. When it does, she's really good at it. But yep, and that is a totally viable way to have these silver bullet type heroes. That if you have a weakness or a matchup that you want to solidify.
yeah, and for games where people maybe you've played a lot of Magic the Gathering or some other games where you can sideboard in cards for particular matchups. I mean, that's really what this is.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a couple of mains, and I think you talked about this in your deck building video, where this is kind of my sideboard. So Akuti's I need to deal with what I think might be an Unburial Rights deck. She's my sideboard. So I love that about the game of Skytear, that you have that of flexibility to maybe bring in some meta countering heroes if you feel like you need to go that direction.
Yep. And what's also interesting is even though that's the case, I don't know that when I'm doing the drafting, right?
Yep.
Because so I might still, even though I don't flip Founding for Power and you're not going to bring Frail, maybe I don't know that. And I'm like, oh, you're going to do some Frail heal shenanigans and I have to be playing differently and stuff like that, right? So
Exactly.
anyway, shall we get to the victory conditions?
Yep. Let's see what we got.
Alrighty. Double kill and obstinacy and a breach. This one is left breach. Alrighty. So
All right.
left breach means
breach,
it's on
it's
your
over here,
one.
my side. I'll take it.
Yep.
And then we have a couple of kill objectives. So I think this is going to be really exciting. Like I immediately am not 100% sure what you might be doing with these. So this is going to be an interesting game. I think it's going to be interesting in the first few picks, and we see
Yep.
where this thing goes. So we're going to flip our coin.
I'll call the tails.
Yep.
It never
we
fails.
got a good tails. All right, there it is. Never fails. Eric
Alrighty,
cheats with the coin toss
so
yet again.
this is interesting.
And Eric, what? Yeah, there it is. Scourge of Puido.
Scourge of Puido.
And I brought the OG Outsider.
Oh, gee. So I actually have a fair number of 3-mana cards that I would not mind playing on round 2, which makes the Flux interesting. Because, so here's the thing. We if you talk to the video, people realize that I'm probably bringing the kill package. My 2 mains here are Kumaya and Shadris. So I'm probably bringing in Kichi and Sathuru, which I think is good for these objectives. But the only thing is I look across the table and see Vorhild, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, I was gonna
I've got
say
guys with no armor.
when I see
But
your deck, I get I perk up just a little bit when I see Vorhild being able to do a little ping damage here or there. That's one of the reasons why I brought her is I wanted to see if that ability would work. And I was slightly nervous that you would bring your heavy armor list that you so like to do. So I'm glad to see at least a few heroes that might come into the game that I can ping.
Yep. But that said, if I'm bringing these guys, which I really think I am, so in my head, I'm bringing these 4 guys on the left. I might try and duke you out by making you think about those guys. But I'm probably bringing those guys in, and that makes me really kind of want the Flux. And so the question is he going to take the Flux? So, and this is an interesting game back and forth, right? Because I would like Scourge of Puido more than the OG Outsider, but is it enough of a difference that I want to take the chance that you take the Flux? I know Ian also, and he tends to like to go second, so he might just give me the Flux anyway. So after saying all that, I want a game with Scourge of Puido. So I'm actually going to bring Scourge of Puido and put the real onus on first or second on your shoulders.
Yep, you sure are, aren't you? So this is definitely a predicament. So I did not want to see the Scourge of Puido. I brought the Outsider because I wanted to, if I had the ability to use him, the ability to give me some extra worship actions, I was really hoping to take advantage of. So now I get this choice of the Flux or going second. And I definitely am in the camp of I enjoy going second, but this time I don't know because I am also packing some pretty good 3-mana cards in here that could be very effective.
And these kill objectives also, like I really like going second, but I agree that like getting the first action on round 3 or sometimes even turn 4 sometimes is the difference between winning and losing games. So not only is the Flux good, but sometimes that first activation is super important. The first person to get to play the 3-drop or the 4-drop and go before the other guy gets to do stuff.
Yep. So I think that I'm going to keep the Flux on my side. I think that I might be able to get some use out of it. I'm going to cross my fingers and hope so. It's a real struggle for me going first, but we'll get over it.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's not what I wanted, but I get to go second, so I'm kind of happy over here.
Yeah, I feel like I just gave you everything you wanted, but that's okay. All right, so it's drafting time, and I think that what I want to do is I am going to start with Vorhild because she's definitely one of my mains. Actually, I'm not going to start with Vorhild because I don't know what you're going to do. You may not bring your mages out, so I'm going to wait on that one. But I am going to bring Gilbjorn. I'm going to just put him somewhere right up here up front where he can be flexible, go either direction, and let's just see what you do.
Sounds good. So I am bringing these 4 guys, but I'm going to delay on putting both the mages out because maybe that makes him not put Vorhild out and maybe messes up his lineup. Like if he chooses 2 guys that aren't supportive of Vorhild and then I put him out, then he maybe takes Vorhild and it might mess him up in some way. So that's what I'm going to do there. So I'm really putting these 2 guys out first. And so the real question is, am I going to try and use the Kumaya Shadris combo to push down the left lane? Or, because I do want to keep them together, or I can keep them on the other side to make sure I don't lose that way and let my mages go to work on doing killing stuff. It is a conundrum. So I think if you're pushing, it's going to be tougher. So I think I'm just going to play the defense game. And so that means I want Kumaya right out in the middle of stuff. So I'm going to, with these new rules, I get to put her all the way out here so she can get to minions as the first round as a melee person. And then Shadris is going to hedge his bets by going here, because he's not a bad person to jump into the dome with his 2 armor. So that way he can come out there if he wants to, but he can also actually, he can still get into the dome from here. And this way he can also kill a minion if I desire. So I'm going to just like overload that side and let you know, hey, that's where I'm playing this game.
Well then, so if you're bringing Shadrius, I'm pretty sure that I want to bring the Lachlan. I want somebody that can deal with the armor, and honestly, I just have some cards on him that I really want to see played. So we're gonna bring the Lachlan, and I think that I am going to keep him over here again. Be flexible with where he can go, and if you're overloading this side at the moment, if you ignore lane 2, I'm not opposed to going and killing a minion and see what happens. And then again, just because you haven't put out anybody for Vorhild to deal with yet, I'm going to go ahead and just bring Antaka. And let's bring her and set her out this direction with an anticipation that I might be putting Vorhild in this spot here, but we'll see.
Alrighty, so I've got my 2 mages coming. One of them I want to potentially go over here. So which of them really is better on their own? They both really want to mix it up. I think the mark that Kichi brings me to help out Shadris is going to be more useful in the team. So I'm going to hedge through on this side. And since they're not melee, they're ranged, I'm totally happy with them being up here. If they had a Hokusai, maybe I wouldn't because of the whole zapping right away. But this just gives me so many more options than on this back row. And I can still get in here to shoot if I want to, and then still get over here. And then Kichi, there's almost no reason to choose that spot in the back over this one with a, like almost none. This spot, I don't think these 2 spots get used very often unless you're like overloading 4 to a side or something like that.
Sure.
Alrighty,
All right,
that is my 4.
I at least do get to bring Vorhild. So now I got to think about where I want her. So you left your mages in a spot where you could go either direction with them. So I am going to just place Vorhild. I think I'm going to put her over here on this side. And we'll see what happens. If you run away from me, I might just be able to sneakily grab lane 2. All right, we'll go with that. So not hunting for power, not playing against green, so I'm just fine sending Frail and Akuti to the bench.
Sounds like everything went according to plan.
Yeah. All right. And I'm going to turn the HUD on. Would you like the HUD
please,
as well?
Yes, please add the HUD for me and the stack if you don't mind.
Oh, yep. There we go. And I see everybody's hit points. And so I'm going to take away Akuti and Frail's hit point tracker. You are not
how much
playing
of
Ekrit or me.
I'm putting my hand over here. How far over do you see cards?
I will be able to move the thing. Yep, that is going to be just fine.
Okay, let's do the 6 like that then.
All right, so immediately 3 copies of Whispers of Nupton. I don't think you're.
Which is, I 100% love the first one. Even the second one, early on, I found we go through get cards back at a pretty good clip. So having some good 1 costs is really nice. But 3 is probably more than I'm going to need, right? So, I mean, it's a free action. I don't have Ekrit though, so I don't know if Sathuru and Shadris are really going to abuse it that much. I guess you have to choose to.
Yeah, so I
first.
think I am going to. I think I'm just going to keep my hand. I'm playing with a lot of cards that I don't typically play with, so I'm going to leave them in my hand and just see kind of what happens here.
Nice. All right, so Nightmares Incarnate is great turn 2. It's great overall, so I'm totally keeping that. Keeping 2 3-drops seems good for me in case I want to use 2. Probably just 1, but maybe I'll lead with both of them, and they're not horrible going to round 3. The real question is, do I want 1 or 2 Whispers? And as I thought about it more and more, I think I'll either have time to bring them out, but they're also just not great reactionary things. Like getting Shadris's out to save some damage on one of them seems okay. But I think I'm going to look for something with a little more impact. So I will do that and then draw 2 to replace it. And I got a Clear Mind, which is just fine in case I get disarmed at some point. and then Soul Scream. That is probably the 3-drop that I'm going to hold on till round 3 to do some serious damage.
All right. So I think we're ready to go. And I already am just sad that I am the first player. But that is going to just be okay. So I am going to. I'm going to activate Yulbjorn.
Mm-hmm.
And I might just see if I can't tempt you into maybe sending somebody into the dome here. And so I'm going to start with a move action.
Sounds good.
And I'm just going to move right into the middle. I am going to lead. And I think I'm going to lead from deck. And then I'm going to take the worship action. I'm going to worship
Alrighty, setting
myself.
up. So already there's an awful lot going on here. So we've got a Golbjorn in the middle, who's just asking my mages to go and hurt him. Golbjorn is a fine target, except for if he gets to round 3 and plays his ult, it's all for naught. So that's always scary. The other thing Golbjorn's doing here is he's basically threatening area of effect stuff. So I want to be very careful to at least keep my 2 mages away from each other enough that the little 3 area thing, you can't hit 2 people with it, 2 mages with it.
Yeah, let me put that on the screen real quick. So that Ursine Rage there. Yep.
Yeah. And you know, it's only a skirmish, so you're thinking, oh, it's not a big deal. But if he like gets a combo out with the green stuff,
I would never, Eric,
and Granite Skin and stuff like that.
Deck. What are you talking about?
Or a round 2 even Rampant Hatred. I mean, it can get gross. So anyway, that is just something to keep in mind there. The other thing that's going on is Vorhild sitting over here. And I have a rule of thumb that says if I have people with 0 armor, they want to activate after Vorhild and get the heck away from her. It's a lot tougher when I have 2 of them, but they want to wait as long as they can. And I don't know where they're going to go, if they're going to go into the middle or go over there. So I guess I'm going to start on the outside with my team. And I'm not going to get smokescreen value this turn. This is a long-term goal. So the question is, does Kumaya want to come into the middle or Shadris? And I think Kumaya is going to stay in lane. So problem is I move attack and I lead. That is a fine first round. So I will go ahead and do that. So Kumaya's first.
Okay.
She's going to move. She's going to attack the outside minion.
That'll work.
3+.
All right.
There's
I'm not
an
sad
ultimate.
to see that gone.
Yep, it's a lot of fun. I've only played it once the entire time, but it was a lot of fun. It's mind warping too. And then we're going to lead. And now the question is, okay, let's say I just win 1 lane. I intend to probably play a Whispers of Nuptin at some point this round. So that's down to 5. I get 2 cards. So I want to at least lead with one of these 3s from hand so I don't waste cards. But really, I'm okay with both those 3s going away, and I think I have a better chance of winning 2 lanes if I do that. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye to... we'll start with the Refract. And just say, hey, I'm not going to lose from Breach. You find some other way to win, Ian.
Sure. All right. So I still want to try to wait out your mages a little bit, so I'm in no hurry to go with Vorhild. But also, I'm going to lose out on value with the ability to place pillars and get any effect out of it, but that's okay. So I
think overall Vorhild's turn 1 is really about positioning.
Yep.
It's a lot of tough to get actual value, but if you're in great position, like I think you were talking about the OG outsider, and we saw one on the Skytear Sunday where Ricardo got so much value out of doing the pillars and everything like that during even the outsider turn.
Yep.
So if you have Vorhild in the right place, you can really do some damage round 2 and 3.
All right, so I think I'm going to go with Nantaka, and I'm going to start with the move action.
Sounds good.
I think I'm going to kind of follow suit. I'm going to attack this minion.
Sounds good. 2. You got to flip 2 cards, I think.
Oh, yep, that is.
Ooh, Mind Palace. That all of a sudden gives me the shivers.
And a guide.
Guide does not give me the shivers.
Oh, you better be afraid of the guide that is going to happen. All right, and then I also am going to lead. So the question is, do I lead from hand here or lead from deck? You led from hand, so it at least leads me to believe you have a 3, and I definitely want to at least keep this lane somewhat manageable here. So, I feel pretty good about my deck. Let's just go for it. Believe in the heart of the cards. Lead from the top of the deck.
Alrighty. Well, Shadris is going to go, and then Lachlan's going to go, which is not great. So I should just go with one of my zeros first, and then your Vorhild will go. But if Kichi stays to this side, maybe it's okay. Kichi also can heal, so it's a little bit tougher to kill than Sethuru. Where would Kichi want to make? I mean, Shadris, if I mark Golbjorn, Shadris gets to push Golbjorn off the middle at least. There's some value to that, maybe. I'm gonna get beat up by Vorhild. And then Lachlan. So I guess I do just put Shadris out there and let Shadris take a beating. So I could go to lane, but he led from deck. So this is my situation. I feel like at the worst I'm tying over here.
Sure.
And if I bring a guy over, it just entices you to maybe bring a guy over and maybe you kill a minion or something like that. So right now I feel like I've got this tied or won. So if I can ignore this lane, it's kind of what I want to do because that gives me the best chance of winning this lane. So I have no desire to send anybody else there to give you any reason to. I could spin out there right then, but I feel like that's just inviting Vorhild to come out here. Maybe if I stay back in the trees enough, though, it's not that big a deal or not that easy to do. So my thought is I go to the middle right now, and then I fight for the dome, because the Scourge of Puido is going to help me get one of these kill conditions. I mean, it will. Okay. This is hard.
But this is where the fun comes in. Getting to make these tough decisions.
And so, I mean, I can also go with... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, that's one of the things I love about this game is that even we're on turn 4 of round 1, and we're already making tough decisions, which is just great.
So if I don't mind my Whispers of Nupton going, I can bring my Kichi in, and then when your Vorhild attacks, I can put my Shadris Illusion next to Kichi so that I can soak some of that damage over on this guy. That doesn't seem like the worst idea. Then Sethuru can do something, but then I don't get the card later, and I can, almost get the same value by just going in there right now and eating the Lachlan stuff anyway. So I think Shadris is going in. I'm just kind of worried about how I'm going to block up what I need to do. Like, I kind of want to get Sethuru's Illusion over here so that Shadris can keep protecting my mages, and I really want to get Kumaya, and maybe I'm thinking way too much about Kumaya stuff, but getting it over here so that I can cast spells out here and give a smokescreen out here. But being on the outside rarely seems good, especially since you have the flux. You could do a slide or something like that. So I think we're going to go with Shadris.
Okay.
I'm going to hit the end button just to start us up. And we're going to go ahead and move all the way into the dome. Say hi to Golbjorn. We're going to go ahead and lead. I'm going to use that other 3-drop that I don't care about to lead.
Okay.
I feel like when you go into the dome, if you're going to lead, you might as well lead for 3, unless you feel like your guy might die. And then, last thing is I am going to just go ahead and worship and get this illusion out there. So, unfortunately, Kumaya needs not to be within 3 like all the other Nupton guys, but has to actually have line of sight. But I guess I can do that and get line of sight for her and put it where I think I'm going to put Kichi. So actually, if I put it there, that gives me 2 spots to put Kichi. Because all he has to do is be adjacent to that illusion in order to take it, right? Yes. Okay. So actually, that's a pretty good spot. That makes that turn better than I thought it was going to be.
All right. So now I'm kind of facing Do I want to have a dome party and just use Nalaklin's piercing ability and start hitting Shadrius? Um, or do I go ahead and go with Vorhild? And if you do bring one of your mages into the dome, then I at least have Nalaklin who can worship and I can get some ability or some use out of that ability. But one of the things I don't want to do is I don't want to put too much into Vorhild's ability to ping a damage. I think that could be very one track minded. And I might just be more in the camp of if I get some good use out of it, great. If I don't, that's okay too. Vorhild's ability to just not be targeted as long as she's shapeshifted is what I'm really excited about. So I think I'm going to go ahead and go with Nalaklin, even though what I just said not to. But Shadrius, that target is he's just saying, "Come hit me." Um,
And so while we're talking about Vorhild for a second, you mentioned one of the things about not targeting, which I think is her best ability. The two weaknesses of Vorhild are reaction speed damage, because at the
Yep.
beginning of her turn, she loses her shapeshift. So there's windows on her turn where you can hit her with like Nightmares Incarnate or Migraines and stuff. And the other one is if she loses that shapeshift anyway, which most things can't do that because they target anyway, and she's countering that. But the big card that red has access to is Release the Spirits. That is probably the
Oh
card
yes.
Vorhild likes to
I
see the least.
definitely, when I see your list or see your heroes, it definitely concerns me. Um, so let's do this. Let's just go with Vorhild, and let's put a little pressure on lane 2. Let's put a little pressure. So I'm going to move.
Sounds good.
I think I'm just going to move to this hex. I don't want to move too far. I want to be able to be a little flexible if I need to. I'm going to attack this minion.
Sounds good. Flip 2
She's
again.
also a double flip.
Oh, double Rampant Hatred. I am happy to see those go.
I don't want to see that.
Yeah, you wanted to win with other cards today anyway.
And then I am going to use her ability, and I'm going to shapeshift, so I cannot be. Well, you know what? I'm gonna cover X. I don't need to do that right now. Probably said every Vorhild player ever.
Every Vorhild ever. Like such a wasted ability until it's not.
I mean, if you want to run over and I'm gonna worship. I'm scared. I'm worshiping.
And this is funny because I don't know if I would, because it is a lot of missed value by doing it, but I think I might have gone for it if you let me hit you with 2 mages.
Yeah, she's so fragile when she's can be. I mean, she only has 13 hit points, and yeah, I'm sure that's what I guarantee people that play Vorhild thought. I don't need to shapeshift this turn, and then immediately saw her melt.
Alrighty. So if Sethuru comes out here, an illusion in here lets him still play spells in the dome, which would be nice. Or he can go in the dome and put his illusion out here so I can cast out there. Man, I don't want to give up this lane, but at the same time, both these guys do not want to be laning against Vorhild. Like, Shadris, just get over here. What you need to do. So I think I move one of them just enough in here, and I plan to bring him back to deal with other stuff. Because giving somebody a free lane when they didn't even lead is just not good value. So Sethuru, I don't even need to attack. So I can move lead from deck, and then I can send out my illusion. But what does the illusion actually accomplish? It sets up for damage later when we go dome piling. And if you come out here, that means that's fine. Kichi can follow you and do more stuff. Yeah. So I'll go with Sethuru.
Okay.
We'll do a skirmish targeting nobody.
It's fine.
1, 2. I want to stay. So yes, if I'm in the cover hex, Vorhild doesn't have line of sight to me, but I would be 3 away. So then you could move somebody else over to get line of sight and stuff. So I'm scared. I'm going to stay as far away as I can, but I'm still within this hex. Slide is a potential problem. So if Lachlan came over here and slid me. But a lot of times, that's a fair amount of use of his cards and abilities, and the flux goes away for it. So if he wants to use the flux to do that, it means it's not using something on round 3. So I'm okay with that trade-off.
Yep.
So Sathuru's there. We're going to lead from deck, though, because like I said, I think I have a chance to win this lane if you go to the middle. And then I will go ahead and worship. That was a lead, and here's a worship. And now I have... This is one of those things like Michael and Grey Ghost and people that play yellow so much, they know exactly where to put these illusions because it doesn't matter right now. It matters like mid-turn 2 where I put them.
Yeah, I feel the same way about the green pillars and
Yep.
knowing the right places to put those.
So since my plan is to get out of here or get away from Vorhild, I probably want it as far this way as I can to keep that up. Also, if I put it over here, I can maybe zip it up to here to get smoke screen working if I push up there. That seems like some possible value. So that's where I'm going to go with Sathuru. And then he is going to be done.
Okay. So I know that lane 2 is your victory condition as far as left breach goes. So I don't want to just give you that lane. So I'm going to go with Lachlan, and we're going to head over there and just kind of protect ourselves a little bit. So I'm going to move with Lachlan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to attack your last minion over there.
Yep.
Ugh, I'm seeing all my good cards go by. And then I am going to lead from hand. And mostly because I've seen a lot of my 3 mana cards already in my discard pile. So that kind of scares me. So I am going to lead from hand. And I think I am going to lead... I've got so many good cards, Eric. I've got so many good cards.
But at the same time, you have 6 right now.
Yep.
And you're probably winning at least 1 lane. So you're going to get 3 more. So you're already throwing away cards. So unless you had plans to play a whole bunch of 1-drops here in a little bit, it probably is worth playing.
All right, we're going to lead. Oh, put it on the wrong hero. And that's going to be it for Lachlan.
Okay, so because I didn't attack, I cannot win this lane with Kichi. So the question is, does it matter? So here's what's happening. He is winning by some amount, and it's going to be at least 1. And the difference between winning by 1 and winning by 10 is almost insignificant. I don't lose any other minions because he already killed minions. So I think I get to ignore this lane right now. Yes, I'll have problems, and maybe now that he's pushing it, I might have to worry about Nexus over here, believe it or not. But so now the question is, what can Kichi do? And what's funny here is we have 2 kill conditions. We've already talked about how we're probably going for kill objectives, and yet we've done 0 damage to each other's heroes. So I finally have a time where I can start putting damage into somebody. And so the options are either Gulbjorn and pretty much guaranteeing I get the Scourge, or getting out here on Nantaka. And the reason for that is just because Nantaka is a much better target than Gulbjorn. But I like being in the dome, I think. So we definitely go with Kichi. And we start with the move action.
Okay.
And we're going to get, I mean, it's either this spot or this spot. Next to Shader's Illusion. I think I want to win the dome for sure. We'll see what the Scourge can do for me. And then we will go ahead and declare a... So I could worship in order to get a predict 2, which would do 2 things for me. He would be marked next turn in case I wanted to slow and stop him with Shadris early on. And I'd see 2 cards, one which would make my attack maybe better, and also I could maybe get a card that I want for next round. I actually kind of like that more than getting the extra damage off of a skirmish. So I'm going to go ahead and declare a worship action.
Okay.
On Gulbjorn.
Yep, got it.
Yep, thank you. Whoop. And so I have 2 because 1 plus the number of marked heroes I can see. And so we will just flip these up so everybody can look at them. Psychic Vampirism and Shattermind. Well,
so
I do have...
If you're looking to do some damage here, you're able to put a +2 on top here.
Yep. But also, I'm kind of intrigued by the Soul Scream Psychic Vampirism combo.
Okay.
Hmm.
So thinking about whether you want to leave that in a place where you would draw it at the end of the turn here.
Right. So I could Shatter Mine on top, do 4 to you, and then no, I wouldn't, because then I'd win the outsider, and then the outsider would be flipping also. So these are all for flips. So the real question, Psychic Vampirism is going on top. So the question is +1 good in my deck, or is my deck better than that? And off the top of my head, I don't know the answer to that, but I think this is I put a lot of 3s in it, so I could be wrong. But I think a 1 is actually just fine, because I think I put some 0s in there. So I'm just going to keep it on top and no for the OG outs, or no, the Scourge of Pruito that I'm flipping a 1 there.
Got it.
So I'll do that. I will declare the attack against Gilbjorn.
That is fine.
We flip and do 5 piercing damage to the bear.
All right. Down to 13.
And if you told me when I started this match that Gilbjorn was going to be my target, when I had Nalochlin, Vorhild, and Nantaka, I would have said you're crazy. But this is what the game of Skytear does to you.
That's right.
Alrighty.
Okay.
That is the end of my activation. I don't need a Clear Mind. I don't need a Whispers of Nupton. So I think I'm ready to go to minion phase if you are.
I'm ready. So.
Alrighty.
Lane
1. Let's see what you flipped.
This is what I was worried when I saw all my 3s get discarded, but that's okay.
So I win by 2, which kills your minion off. And now the interesting thing, I have 3 options of where to put this. So when it goes 3, I like to put it here to keep their guy. If I'm putting pressure on a lane, it keeps everybody out of cover hexes in general. Sometimes I put it at the outside for some reason. When you go 2, I don't have that option. So basically, it's almost guaranteed that you're going to put your guy on top of it and the other guy in the cover hex. So which cover hex do I want you to be in? I think since I have Kumai out here, I can do this one. And because otherwise you might block my movement from my Kichis and my Shadresses and stuff. So I'm going to put it more to the outside. I will spin these little Nupton guys, and I will also use the cover hex, because if it's there, it almost always makes sense to put your guys in it.
And you get to draw a card for winning this lane.
I get to draw a card. Flip. That'll be that Shattermind. Oh, right. Huh. Well, I could have drawn it. Forgot about the timing of the new rules. So anyway, Shattermind's a good card, unless you have Psychic Vampirism next turn. Alrighty. Lane 2.
Lane 2. So I think
I've got 2.
Established I was going to win by a lot. So 7
to 2. You win by 5.
Yep.
Destroy all my minions.
So I think I'm just going to, who knows? Maybe this turns into a Nexus victory for me. We'll see. And I'm going to put my other minion over here to the side.
And so I have that option of these 2. And I think since you guys are ranged, I'm going to make it just a little bit harder, because this getting within 3 is you're in control point. If you want to get that guy, you got to go there. And maybe if I had Gank or something with Kumaya. I mean, it feels like right now I want Kumaya to come to the other side of the world. But
yeah, I think that's fair. All right, and then I won lane 2.
Did you get a card?
I get to draw a card?
Yep.
Okay.
And then in the middle, I've got a 3, so I'm up to a 5, so it doesn't matter what you have there.
Missed a 1.
So I'm going to get a card, which is another Nightmares Incarnate. Never sad to see those come into my hand. And I get to have the Scourge of Pruito. And now this guy is interesting. He replaces a friendly hero in this dome. That hero is possessed. At the end of this activation, place the possessed hero adjacent to the Scourge of Pruito. So one of these abilities is going to be able to give my guy fast. So do I want Kichi to have fast to come over here to be with Vorhild? No. So I think I'm going to swap out Shadress for the fast, and for if I take a little bit of damage with Shadress, that will be okay. So I start by swapping there, and now I have the 3 double attack, the Reckless Fury, which is kind of crazy, because you take 1+ damage to do 3+ damage. And then you can also make them lose half, and you lose the same amount. I cannot do that to Vorhild because it's a target ability. I could do it to a Nantaka or a Nalochlin. I just have to get out of the dome, which that would take 2 things to get to Nalochlin. That seems like too much work. But Nantaka, turn this into a double push type thing. Or I can just beat on Golbjorn. Man, but if you ult. So if I make you lose half your life, it's rounded up as everything is in Skytear. So you'd lose 7 and Shaders would lose 7.
That is a win for you at the moment.
I think I'm just going to go crazy and do it. So
I mean,
we
if
are
you
going
bring the Scourge, right? That's why you bring the Scourge.
to do it.
Yeah.
So Spirit Siphon. I'm going to target your guy. He loses 7. Shadris is going to lose 7, going down to 10.
I'm down to 6.
You're down to 6. Then we'll just do the attack because that's the right thing to do. So it's 3++.
Okay.
So I get to do a double flip. 0 or 1, so that's 4 against your 1 armor. So you take 3. And so now, if I just flip a 1, I can actually kill you with a Reckless Fury. Or I can give myself fast next turn, or I can skirmish. You know what? I'm in the dome, so Nantaka's not scary. Malachlan can come and finish me off. Yeah, that's not great. You know what? We're here to kill stuff. We're going to go ahead and do a Reckless Fury.
Yeah, and I think this is the right play because Obstinacy's on the board. I think you want to kill somebody get this first kill as fast as possible.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the other thing to think about, though, is double kill is also on the board. So
That's
putting
true.
somebody down here and then trying to wait and put a couple people down and with your Nightmares Incarnate be able to do some shenanigans is not a bad idea also. So the other thing is if I flip a +0 here and put you at 1, that might be how I go about this, right? Depending on how this works.
Yep.
But I'm going to flip first for the 3 damage to you.
That's
that
plenty.
Is a dead guy. And that gets me a card, which is going to be a redirect, also something I'm always happy to see. And then I have to still do 1 damage to, or 1+ to my Shadris.
Yep.
Come on. Oh, that's not the one we want to see. That's 2 damage, putting him to 8. And then I put this guy next to him, so he wants to be as far from Nantaka as possible now, because he's just made himself a target. I mean, from Malachlan. But I probably want to go up and help some lane, so I guess there is fine. Alrighty, I'm ready to clean up.
All right.
Remove all that.
And
Draw
then
2
we'll draw
cards.
2.
So one other part about killing Gilbjorn there is now I have to toss an extra card as if I had waited. So, ooh, Wind Blast. That's going to be helpful next round if I survive past that.
Yeah.
And I have to discard 2 cards. So I think Whispers of Nupton, and then I like the Decree of Kurumo, so I'm going to throw away the Clear Mind, maybe? I like having all this direct damage. I feel like I'm going to be able to just nuke somebody here. So I think I'm going to toss my Whispers and my Clear Mind and just go for the
I'm going to toss you.
power card Mage Victory.
All right, so I'm going to do something that I think for my first action is just going to be fun because I've never done it before. So I'm going to activate Nantaka.
Okay. Play Recall.
I am not going to play Recall. I'm going to use the Flux.
Okay.
And I'm just going to play Guide. I'm going to move that
oh my goodness, you did it! Ah!
I'm going to move that token 2 hexes.
Yep, I got nothing to say about that.
So, first time maybe in the history of Skytear that anybody's played Guide. I don't know. But there it is. I did it. How good was it? Well, I'm definitely not going to lose any tower damage to lane 1 this turn. So we'll see.
Yeah, so there's no victory condition. I mean, the victory condition for me was to take down this tower and then take down Nexus. So now I've got to win this on round 2. I've got to take out 5 towers in round 3 and then 5 towers in round 4. So the earliest I can do it is turn 4, and that's an awful lot of work to do that if that is my victory condition.
Yep. All right, so now I am going to see, and here is where you learn. See, sometimes you put down minions and you think, you know what? Wherever I put them, it doesn't matter. But it does matter because if I wanted to use Nantaka's ability, I put this minion in cover, and you cannot see it.
That's right. And Nantaka changes all that math, right? I
It
talked about how it
does.
was obvious to put it in the cover, but sometimes
It
not.
does. So maybe
And the other
I
thing I'm going to say
just
for other people is Nantaka needs to have a pillar out for the
correct. Yeah.
bonus to happen, which is not always obvious.
So I think what I'm going to do is maybe just play a little control-y here. So I'm going to start by attacking this minion.
Sounds good.
We're going to attack.
So that's a 2 double flip.
Oh yeah, I got to keep flipping hitting the wrong button. And there we go.
Ooh,
So there's the
you
attack.
are. Oh no, this is the Lord of the Many. Fascinating.
I wasn't trying to combo anything, Eric. I don't know what you're
Uh-huh.
talking about.
I'm getting really scared about this lane over here. It's going to get
Um,
minions everywhere.
so I'm a little nervous that Nintaka is just hanging out here where she can just be beaten up. And I'm also a little nervous about Kamaya getting her smokescreen off and moving me away a hex. So, yikes. How does her thing
Right.
read? So she doesn't move me, but it's reduced by 1. Okay.
Right. So the combo is Shadris. So
Pushes
somebody
and
marks you, which
Kamaya.
would have to be Kichi, or hey, if there's a Decree of Kurumo out there. So I push you 1, and then she comes next to you, and then you get 1 more smoke screen. So you're okay as long as you're within 1.
Yep.
But like you said, that keeps you out in the open, basically just asking for people to come beat on you. And there's 3 heroes here that are bloodthirsty.
Yes, they are. So I think what I'm going to do for my second action is we're going to lead. And I'm going to lead. I don't think this is going to be super helpful at this point. So we're going to lead here. And then where do I want to be? Because I think we're going to move. The question is just where. So I can move back to a cover hex, but then I just open myself up to be pushed. And so as much as this is an okay spot.
So one thing is, back when Twisted Allegiance was a play, it was like, oh, there's no place you can go where they can't walk you away from stuff. But you learned pretty quickly when I played Twisted Allegiance all the time, like you could
That
put
is,
guys over here,
yep.
and you can't get them away enough from the thing. So that kind of gives you a little bit of protection from Kichi and Shadris, where I can't use the smokescreen trick on you because there's just no
And
place I can push and screen
that
you to
is
get you
exactly
away.
my thought. Is that's the best place somewhere in this direction over here to be able to make sure that I maintain control. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move as my third action. So we've led, and now we are moving. And I'm going to move 1, 2, 3. I don't know if I should be that worried about that ability, but I think me already being down a hero, I think I need to just keep pressure on lanes, and we'll see what happens.
So I have 9 direct damage in my hand. As long as you don't have a psychic shield, I have 9 direct damage in my hand. So if you were out there, I really was going to consider just offing you, getting this moving again, and hoping my Wind Blast next turn cleans this up enough. I also don't really want to move Sethuru until after you've moved Vorhild. Probably he's running away. I don't know. I mean, it seems like I'm just going to abandon this lane, and then we're going to have this base race thing, which is probably not in my best interest. I need Kumai over here is what I really need. Need a gank. Kichi's the same way, though. If you come in to harass Kichi, I'd like Kichi to be able to respond and get out of there. So Shadris maybe should be coming over here to help out. 1, 2, 3. That's fine, I guess. Makes me feel like I really should have put him back here, but then I had Nantaka problems. Anyway, so that was a long way of saying I don't know what I'm doing. You are leading from hand. I would like to win this lane by 1. So if I kill a minion and lead from hand, which, do I have any other 3s left? I have a Wind Blast, which I'd like to use, and a Soul Scream, which I would like to use. I need to save the Wind Blasts, but the Soul Scream I could do without. If I kill a guy and lead, then I'm again winning this lane, and these guys can deal with that. Can you do it, though, Shadris? Is that better? Then I get Kumai into lane, I can start bringing him over this way? That's probably the right answer. The problem with that is Shadris against Nantaka should be fine. You'll only have 3 minions here next turn. Hopefully only 2 if I can kill one. Yeah, I'm going to get Shadris away from Nantaka. So we'll go ahead and go with Shadris.
Okay.
We're going to go ahead and move.
Move is good.
1, 2, 3. I'm going to go ahead and attack that minion that I see.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go ahead and lead, and we're going to use the Soul Scream. So that we should now, if, I mean, you've already used all your mana over here, so unless you bring somebody else over here, I'm going to win this lane again, get it back in the position where I'm threatening stuff, and now I have a 3-on-2 hero advantage in these 2 areas.
All right. So I'm going to go with Vorhild. And I am going to start with a move.
Go ahead.
And then I am going to play one of Eric's favorite cards of all time, the Skytear Drain.
Oh.
Targeting Kichi?
So I can play a Nightmares Incarnate in response. Blah. Okay.
Yeah, I have lost my shapeshift. I forgot to move that there. So, yep.
So I will toss 2 cards. One of them is definitely going to be Decree of Kurumo. And the other one is going to be either Redirect, which I can't use Redirect on this guy, right? Target enemy hero. Yeah, it has to be enemy hero anyway. Oh, can I redirect it to Scourge of Puido?
The redirect. Target enemy hero? I guess you could, yeah.
I think I can. It saves me a card. I mean, yes, I lose the mana for this round, so I might not nuke somebody, but I think that is worth it to save a card.
Yep, so you're going to redirect the Skytear Drain and have me target the Scourge of Puido.
Yep.
And poor Scourge, he's not
Loses
going to have any cards in his hand.
Yep.
All right, yep, I think that's fine.
All right.
All right, so action 1, we moved. Action 2, I'm going to declare a skirmish, and I'm going to target Kichi with the skirmish.
Targeting Kichi with a skirmish. Kichi has no mana left. I'm going to say that's fine. Go ahead.
So we're going to flip 1. It's going to be 1 damage.
1 damage to Kichi.
And
head it out to lane.
Going to move to here. I'm going to move to here.
Yep, otherwise you got smoke screen problems.
And then I'm going to worship as my last action. And that's going to be it.
So I cannot target Vorhild. I can smoke screen because that doesn't cause a target.
Correct.
But I can't get her 1 more space away. So you are nice and in there. So if I want to win this lane, I just have to keep somebody else here. Is that Kichi? Doesn't want to be Kichi. Is it Vor or Kumaya? I guess. She had plans. Although 2 mages against 1 over here seems better. So what does Kumaya do if she stays here? She is not attacking Vorhild. She can attack a minion, but I think I kill that minion anyway. So I just go and start beating on Nantaka with my actions. I think that's fine. So I can skirmish, attack, and then I can mark. I get the triple flip off this turn. Didn't I start by, or during my making video, I was like, I'm probably not going to use her.
You did say that you weren't going to use that worship action, so I think it would be fair if you just leave Nantaka alone.
And I haven't used smokescreen yet.
But you know, sometimes you adapt to the game, right? You adapt to the objectives. You adapt to where my heroes are, and here I am. You know, I've given you a juicy target, and sometimes you just got to take it. So.
Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and do a skirmish targeting Nantaka.
Yep.
Alrighty. I get to move 1/2. I get to move through minions now because it's 2 steps at once. I flip, and that's 1 damage.
1 damage.
And I will declare an attack action at 3+.
You got it.
That is going to be 4 damage.
Down to 13.
And then we will go ahead and do that worship and go ahead and mark you.
Okay, I am marked. And this is going to be...
it's a 1+.
Yep.
So 2 more damage. It's not a ton, but definitely now you're in range where, I mean, and I also have this nightmare. So I could also blow my Shatter Mind right now. If you're my target, I probably should
Yeah, I have no armor, right? So you don't
Yeah.
necessarily need to cast it from a mage. So
And at the end of this round, I might be winning multiple lanes, so using up cards is good. I mean, I could wait and just do a Nightmares Incarnate later, but that is just so much more value. So I think, yeah, I'm just gonna assume I'm gonna Shatter Mind at some point. I'm gonna go ahead and do the Shatter Mind now. And
all right,
if
so
you've got your Psychic Shield, you can use it now.
I don't play bad cards. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kidding. It's a great card in the right deck. And in the moment, I
Alrighty.
wish I would have had it, but so that's okay. All right, Nalochlin. What are you doing, Nalochlin? It's gonna keep pressure on lane 2. That seems probably fine. What's Sether gonna do to me? He's not gonna hurt me. He's a wimp. So we're gonna move.
Go ahead.
All right, let's do this. All right, so we are moving.
Yep.
I am going to skirmish, targeting no one.
Okay.
And I'm going to play another Sky Tear Drain, targeting Satoru.
Well, now I wish I hadn't played my Shatter Mind. So that's definitely going to happen. I can't do anything really about it, so I'm going to let that happen and decide later if I want to do Nightmares Incarnate. But I'm throwing this, and I'm keeping the Wind Blast, which means I have to throw one of my Nightmares Incarnates, which makes me sad, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
And then as my last action, I am going to we're probably going to lead. And I think this card has probably lost some value. We'll wait for the comments in the chat to see how bad Ian played that, but that's fine.
Okay, so the situation, if I want the dome, I've got it. Because you don't have 3 to sinkhole or anything like that, or chasm, and slide can't get yourself in the dome. So if I want that, it's mine. So the real question is, how bad is this over here? So my options are to Nightmares Incarnate a minion, Nightmares Incarnate Nalochlin, Nightmares Incarnate just hold on to it because I'm don't have card problems. I can wait till next turn in case I want to like do double kills or something like that. But I feel at this point Satoru is definitely staying in this lane because I don't need 2 people there. I don't need anybody else over there. The question is, I could bring Kichi out here to help out also, but I think Satoru over here. So let's assume he led with a 3. It's a safe assumption most of the time, unless you're playing against Clinton. So that is 8. That kills 2 guys, and 8 on 2. No, 8 on 3 right now. Is win by 5. So that kills 2 guys and 3 towers. So not enough to destroy. So we're not worried about losing our Nexus. But I still would like to do less damage. So if I lead from deck, because I'm not leading with these 2 cards, that is a, let's hope, a lead for 2. That puts us up to a 5. If we're 5 against 8. 5 against 8, I lose 2 and a tower. But if I kill a guy, I would only lose 2 guys and no towers. And the tower damage doesn't get you extra cards anymore, so that's not that big a deal. So I think I want to just start beating on Nalochlin for his temerity to come over here and Sky Tear drain me.
Well, I think you made the right choice, but I'm sad about it.
Alright, so Satoru is going to start, and we're just going to declare an attack action against Nalochlin.
Okay.
That is a 3+. We will flip.
Oof, that's not good.
Do 6. Alrighty, and so now, while in line of sight with his illusion, he gets +1 damage with power card effects. So I would have to worship if I want the extra 1 damage. I can also just skirmish and lead, because I do think leading is worth more than the 1 extra damage. So I will. But long term, is having illusion over here better than skirmishing? Because skirmishing is probably about 1 damage. So having the illusion over here. If I draw like a psychic vampirism, but maybe. Okay, I'll worship. I'm going to do the extra damage that way.
Okay. Worship
And
is
so
fine.
I snap it back to me. I can move 3 spaces. I really just need to be in line of sight of it. And later on, if I want to cast something, where would I want to do that? I don't know that I'd really want to do it outside of these ranges anyway. So let's put it centrally in case I go wandering. Where would I go? Oh, I guess I keep it. No, you don't have shield, or shield slam doesn't do anything for you right now. Let's go there. Yes, because this way, if I get a soul scream, I can use this. That's right. That's the other reason to do it.
That's a great spot.
Okay. And then we are going to lead from deck.
Okay.
And I guess I will hold on to my Nightmares card until after Kichi goes, because there's no reason not to. Oh, thank you.
Yep. I'll let you fix that.
Rotate and that way. Okay. And then Sethuru is done.
All right. I am out of heroes, so
Kichi gets to go.
over to you.
All right. So, Kichi, I think you want the dome. And then we're going to have the Scourge take on your body and go and try and kill Nalaklan. I think that's right. Can I get any value? I can come out here, worship Vorhild for...
Nalaklan is currently... or not Nantaka is currently marked, so you could get an extra.
Predict that where X is the number of marked heroes in Kichi's line of sight. I don't have line of sight to her, right? So I could put the worship on her because I don't need line of sight for that.
Yep.
But then I would only get 1+, so I'd get 2 on that. But still, that's some value. I don't see what else I'm doing. Oh, I could pop out, attack, and move back in, actually. But that guy is useless. And I can't get close enough to get a guy over there without getting fast, and I have no way to get fast at this point in time.
You could have, but you decided to hurt my Gilbjorn.
Yeah. So, okay, we will go ahead and do a skirmish targeting. Oh, let's do a move. Yeah, this is better.
Okay, move his foot.
So I'm going there. I'm going to then do a worship action.
You got it.
So that's on, Vorhild.
Yep.
And then I get to predict 2. We are going to look at Shattermind.
Now, wouldn't this be predict
hilarious.
3? Because you see Nantaka and Vorhild?
I don't see Vorhild, though.
You're right next. Why do you not see Vorhild?
She can't be targeted. She still has line of sight.
Yeah.
Thank you. I said that, and it was wrong. Okay, so now these are the same 2 cards I predicted at the end of last turn, right before I went and had the guy
and
do it.
And now you remember that you'll be able to draw a card.
Yes, so do I want to save the Psychic Vampirism? You haven't done any damage to my mages yet, really. So the extra damage on Nantaka is nice. I will probably end up drawing 2 cards. Shattermind is good. Unstoppable is good. I think they're all good. So I think we'll just be happy with these cards. Put them all back on top. So I've moved, I've worshipped, and now I'm going to skirmish targeting Nantaka.
You got it.
And so the one problem is if you somehow made that guy untargetable at this point in time, I wouldn't have been able to get back in the dome. But I didn't think you maybe had a way to do that. So I'm getting 2 damage there. And then we're going to go ahead and go to there.
Yep, I think that's good.
Alrighty, and end of the round. We're just gonna blow our stuff and have Sethuru do a 4 damage shot to Nalaklan.
I think that's pretty good.
All right.
You start playing game and you realize mistakes were made, Eric. Mistakes were made.
Alrighty. Lane 1.
All right. I have a 3 with
I do
Nantaka.
as well.
So I'm at a 5.
And I'm at a 6.
You're at a 7, right?
7. I'm at a 7.
Yep, so you won by 2.
Why are you at a 5?
I have 1 minion.
You're at a 6. And you have Vorhild.
I didn't count Vorhild. Yep.
So, I win by 1.
Win by 1. All you need.
Get that guy going there, and then... Now, are you going to put the guy back in the bush again, or are you going to learn?
I'm going to learn, Eric. I'm going to learn. Let's put him... Let's put him here.
Okay. And I get a card for
You do get a
that,
card.
which is really nice because I'm running out. Lane 2, I am not going to win, but how bad am I going to lose? Ooh, I got a 1.
So
You
I'm
got
at
to
an
a
8.
3. I'm at a 4. You win by 4.
Yep. 2 minions, 2 towers.
2 minions, 2 towers.
And
You get a card.
A card. And 2 more minions. This one we will put back here in the back.
Come on, surrounds the throws illusion.
And yeah, I think I'm going to have to do my best to not get hit with a huge soul scream.
And so who's coming over here? Maybe a Goldbjorn's coming over here, so I guess that's a little bit further away, but whatever. Alrighty, you got your card right?
I did draw my card, and so
now
Dome is yours.
I get the dome. I will get that Shattermind in hand, which will be nice. I will now swap out Kichi for this guy. And we're just going to go over and kill Malaklan, I think. So his ability says move Scourge Puido 3X's, apply fast to possessed hero. So Kichi's going to get to become fast. 1, 2, 3. We will declare a move action.
Move is fine.
And that might block Goldbjorn, maybe. Sure. And so now I got to do 4 damage. So it seems like I just do the attack for 3++.
That seems like a good idea.
Alrighty. Pair of zeros?
Oh,
Nope.
You've hit,
Very much
that's
not.
another alt.
And that gives me another card. So even though I was down to 1 card and worried about life, I'm feeling comfortable again. These new rules definitely keep the cards a-coming.
Yep. I took all that Skytear drain work and nothing.
So now I get to put Kichi back on the thing. So there's something to be said for putting it in the dome. But I think what I do is I start out here, I can attack or do something, and then Kichi can go back into the dome to win it again next time, I think. So
Yep.
I think that's probably better.
All right.
We move on to round 3. Goldbjorn shows up. And now if I can kill Goldbjorn again, I just win. However, the one problem with that is his ult is certainly online. Oh,
Well,
maybe we saw
I
it
did
flipped.
use it as a lead. So.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Okay. So.
Round 3, here we go. So I need to do 8 points of damage to Shadris, but he's got 2 armor. So that's a lot of work. Do I just keep working on lane 2? Also difficult. You've done, I talked about not wanting to use Vorhild and her ability as a crutch, and I've done it 0 times. I've played 0 pillars. And so, this is what happens when you play these heroes that you typically don't play. You get no use out of them. So that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, obviously things are going nice for me. I'm killing heroes and everything like that, but I'm also really excited about the fact that my 2 mages are on the opposite side of the board of Vorhild right now.
Exactly. All right. So what are we going to do about this? Well, let's go with Vorhild.
Okay.
We are going to move.
You are going to move. So first you lose the shapeshift.
I am no longer shapeshifted.
But she has 13 hit points, so I don't know that she's really a target for me, so I can save my... Oh, I don't have Nightmares Incarnate anymore. Yeah, go ahead.
1, 2, 3.
Go chasing mages.
I am going to play her alt.
Oh. Okay, so you target... Do you have to tell me this hex? Yeah.
I assume I have to target a hex, and so...
Yes, which
is...
that
one?
Okay, that's going to do 4 slow and disarm, unless I have that time warp that I have not drawn. If I was in there, I could redirect to pick a different hex, but not today. So it looks like that's just going to happen.
All right, so we're going to fire off a 4 plus a flip, hitting a 1. So it's going to be
So
5 damage to
5
Satoru.
damage to Satoru, and he is disarmed and
slow. Yep.
slowed. Slow, not so worried about.
Yep.
Disarm.
So
I guess, yeah.
then as our second action, we're going to lead.
Okay.
And then we are going to worship as the last action.
You just have Scourge of Puyo envy, I see.
Well, you've had so much fun with them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He got both my kills, right? So
he did. He's done all your work.
Tamer would be done if we were there. So I've got an Antaka at 6. That is a lot of times I like to wait till people activate, like Lachlan, and kill them afterwards. But if I take her off the table right now, you only get 1 other activation this turn. It seems like that's super good value. I'm sitting on a Shattermind in hand, so that's half the damage. So it seems like a Kumaya activation is just going to be enough to get this job done. And so probably what you stop me with is a sinkhole or chasm type thing, but at least you use it. And then Shadris might be able to come and clean up. So I think I'm going to activate Kumaya. And do I want to start with the attack or start with the Shattermind? I think I want to start with the attack because that threatens to win. If you don't play your card right then, you're gambling a little bit. So yes, I will start with an attack action against Nantaka.
That is fine. I will let it resolve.
Okay, come on, alt.
Or just 3?
Just 3. Alrighty, before I do anything else, we'll just attempt to do the shattering of minds. Or trees, however the case may be.
Yep, that's fine.
Alrighty. That gets me back another card. Ooh, time warp, that's going to be interesting. Alrighty. So now here I am. Kumai has already done 1 action.
And before you take, I'm just going to kind of explain, because it might seem weird for people watching my hand. So I definitely had some plays around this to where I could have kept them alive.
Right.
But what I was worried about was being put in a situation where double kills online.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Lane 1 is not a victory condition for you. I mean, you can continue to put pressure on it. I mean, it could eventually lead to a nexus. But my fear is that you can turn on Gilbjorn, which is a win condition. So I made the choice to keep my cards in my hand in fear of that. Now, whether that's the right or wrong decision, I'm not sure. But with Nantaka having such low health to begin with, I felt like she was probably going to die. If I wasted the cards here, it was probably still going to happen regardless. So that was kind of the decision making there. Again, not sure if it's the right decision or not, but it's the reason I made that choice.
Yep, and this is one of those perfect things that I think early on I would run away or do whatever I could to keep him alive. And as I've got more and more experience, it's like, look at the victory conditions. How much is this really changing the victory conditions of the game, right? And you basically already went through how that doesn't do much except for, it helps me put pressure in places, which is good overall, but it's not really directly leading to any of them. I mean, I guess I can get Nantaka next turn, but like you said, Gilbjorn's a more immediate problem there. And if I have Nalakhlin or Nantaka, I mean, yeah. So
yeah, like if you kill Gilbjorn this round, that's the game. If you don't, I am in a spot where I get all 4 of my heroes to start round going into round 4.
All 4 of your heroes. You've got people that are more hurt. Probably you're looking at like a double kill type thing is probably your victory condition you're looking at now.
Yep.
Yep, exactly. Or Nexus, right? The other thing is you could possibly continue on this thing.
Yeah, the downside is I have 2 heroes this turn, which is rough. So
makes it tough. Alrighty. So anyway, Kumai has done 1 action. Yes, she could try and run back over and help out more, but the value of killing a minion and then leading so that I can put pressure on, is there any way for me to kill this tower? If I kill a minion, you're down to 1. So I have to win by, I have to have 7 and I have 5. So if I lead for a 2, that's good enough. I think that's just too much value. So Kumaya's going to do oh no, I already did an attack, so I can't. So it's not 7 anymore I need to get to. I need to win by 9. So 5, 4. I'd have to keep Shadris around to do that. That is less enticing to me. What's my other option? She's already used mana, so she can't unstoppable. All right, so I think I'm just going to move to get back towards the middle.
Okay.
And so my options are to go up here or over here. Where is the action going to take place? I'm going to go here to threaten your Nantaka or Nalaklan for next round.
Sure.
Still within 2 here. And I will go ahead and throw the lead out there because the extra stuff might come back if this game goes long to be important. And I just have a problem giving away up that value, even if it's minimal, like you said. It's probably not a win condition. But
all right. Well, I'm going to activate my last hero.
Yep.
I'm going to start with a move.
Okay. Right to the middle.
I'm going to worship.
Okay.
And then, now that I'm worshipped, I'm going to declare a skirmish. But I believe I do not have to declare a target.
Correct.
And
nice.
I will hit both Kichi and Sitharu, and I am currently at +2 on my skirmish for Feral Majesty
because you have 2 guys there. Yep.
Heroes.
Hey, remember on turn 1 where I said just make sure my 2 mages never sit next to each other for Gulbjorn? Yep.
All right, so we're gonna flip a 2 2+ here.
Yep.
Oh, that couldn't have been better.
Nice.
So that's a 5.
That is 5 damage that I'm taking through the dome. 13 minus 5 is down to 8.
And that is going to be it for Gilbjorn. You did good, Gilbjorn. You did real good.
So we were talking in theoretical. His shot was to come back and do a double kill. Not only is it theoretical, I now have 2 mages right next to each other, both at not a lot of life. This is more than a theoretical win condition. It is my worry at this point in time. I'm probably still going to Wind Blast over here to slow this. But if I Wind Blast here, I only lose by 1. Maybe one of my guys stays over here and just runs into the Hex to make double kill hard. That seems reasonable. And then my other 2 come in here, and you led from deck, so I can win the dome again. That seems good also. So who is the scaredy cat? I think Sitharu is the scaredy cat. So we will let the scaredy cat go first because you are all out of actions. Your mana is such that you have a Gulbjorn with 3. So you might sinkhole me to keep me over here, maybe. All right, we will start with Sitharu.
Okay.
I am slow, so
slow
I will
and disarmed. Yep.
Declare a skirmish action targeting nothing.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
So now the question is, you can't grab me any more sinkhole, so I think it's safe to go ahead and do the Wind Blast. So I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Okay.
And we will kill these 3 guys.
You got it.
So here's this case where normally I'd be like, oh, just attack and lead for full value. But I think it's so important to try and minimize his chance of double kills that I'm going to actually declare a move action.
Yep.
And get into that cover hex because I think that might be important.
Sure.
And then my last thing is I can kill a minion to push this back by 1, or I can lead, which I've already flipped. I have flipped 2 Psychic Vampires, so I have no zeros. So as long as I lead with a 1, I'll also win by 1. So I think that's fine. I don't want to use any of these cards again. So I'm going to go ahead and just lead.
Oh, this feels so bad. You're getting 3 activations in a row.
3 in a row. Remember when you wanted that flux?
I know. What I said, mistakes were made, Eric.
All right, so Shadris wants to come in to the dome because you getting Scourge is probably a problem. Shadris wants to come in, and what is Shadris actually going to do? I have no marks in there, so Kichi can go in. I could mark Gulbjorn and push him out if I end over there and slow him. That's guarantee win of the dome. That seems like it's some value. Problem is I'm going to have the Scourge take over one of these guys. So that's a move and a skirmish. And then I can attack. Oh, I can get Shadris' illusion next to one of these guys. That would be really important to minimize double kill shenanigans. Okay. No, but I'm putting Shadris and Kichi in here. That's also double kill possibilities. It's harder, but it's definitely doable.
You got to remember, Nalaklan the Mage is coming back next round.
Yep.
So
And some rampant hatred. Good stuff. Now, if I stay on the edge of domes, then I can time warp myself to maybe minimize those problems. So that will be nice. Okay, I'll go with Kichi. We will go ahead and... Oh, Kichi is slowed. It's unfortunate. Who's leading? I guess Kichi has to lead. So we'll just go ahead and do the move.
Move is fine. You're fast. The other one was slow, right? Never mind.
No, Kichi is slow.
Okay, I thought...
Right. Yes, yeah. Yes. So I'm going to...
No, it was just... How did Kichi get a slow? Yeah,
Kichi should be fast.
Kichi's fast.
Kichi's fast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're declaring a move. Yep, you're good.
A move, yes. So I can go wherever I want to go, and I want to go in this dome so I can die. I think that is correct.
But, I mean, you are separating all of the...
Well, no, because Shadris is coming in too.
Oh,
but Shadris is going to come down here, so that's why the separation was happening. Is that what I want? Or I can keep them both. Okay. I think that's fine. We'll declare an attack against... No, we're not. I really want to attack. Okay, yeah, I'm attacking.
Attacking who?
Gulbjorn, because I can't attack.
Yep. Yeah, you got it. 3+.
3+.
Down to 15.
Take 3.
Could have been worse.
Could have been worse. Gonna lead with something. I think it's gonna be Twister of Souls. Could have used it just to push him out of the dome himself, but I think this is fine. And that means... Oh, I didn't mark then. I didn't mark. That's not what I wanted. All right, I will mark instead with my last action.
You are marking, okay?
All right, we're worshiping Gulbjorn. Yep. And I see one guy, so I get to look at 2 cards. Oh, but I'm the last card in the deck, so the old predict problems. It is a Soul Scream. That's actually great to know. I'm going to leave that right on top of my deck. And then Kichi's going to be done.
Yep, seems pretty good.
All right, so then we'll go with Shadris. Shadris will start with the lead before we forget about that card.
Okay. And
Shadris is going to...
So you need to immediately shuffle your deck, right?
Oh, thank you very much, yes. flip. Bring that down. Some shuffles. And then Shadris is going to try and cast Unstoppable.
I have nothing to stop the unstoppable.
So he is fast, and he is frenzied. And his second action is going to be a move action.
Yep, that's going to be okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I want to be next to Vorhild for any reason? No. Okay. And then I have one more action. I've already got a lead over on Shadris, so I get to attack for a 4+, it looks like. So I'm going to do that. I'll declare the attack.
All right, so I think I'm going to have a response to the attack.
Okay.
And I'm going to play a sinkhole. And I was really hoping that you would have just not remembered you needed to do the worship, and you would have led with Kichi, and I could have just tossed him out. But I think I'm going to have to keep myself in here, and so I can't let you end your turn next to me here. So that is the way that's worded, correct? If you exhaust next to me, adjacent.
Correct.
Yeah. So we're going to have to stop that. So I will just target. I'll target Shadris' hex with the sinkhole.
Okay. So I have a redirect right now. What can I do with that redirect? I could make you pick a different spot. But I think no matter where, because I have to pick a legal spot. And so from there, you still can get Shadris. From there, you can get Shadris and put him in the middle. From all these spots, you could basically do the same thing you wanted to do. So it's no waste of mana to redirect that. So I will have to let it happen.
All right, so I will go here, and I will just push you out, and I think I'm going to bring myself
So even if I get next to you somehow, I can't push you out.
Yep.
Makes sense. So I'm trapped inside this little bucket here. I have an attack on the stack. So sinkhole is gone. The attack is there. And I don't have mana left to jump next to you. So it looks like that's just going to fizzle.
Now I have to hope that I led with a 3 and we just tie this thing.
Alrighty. But suspense. We got to go to these all important lanes first, right?
So lane 1, it's just a 2 for me.
Kumaya is a 8.
You win by 6. So it's
win by 6.
Minions.
2 minions and 4 towers. Shadris had just attacked a guy over here instead of trying to attack Goldbjorn. It was an option.
It was. All right, and you get to move that all the way down.
I get a card.
Get a card.
Oh yeah, I get to move that all the way down. We have to get more minions. I will keep them out of cover hexes. 1, and then this one I'll put further from where you guys are spawning. Sure. Oh, and off the top of my reshuffled deck, I have a Soul Scream. That's a really good card at this point.
All right, lane 2, I have a 3.
And lane 2, I've got
6.
7. No, 6. You're right. 6. Yep.
So you win by 3. That's all.
Win by 3. All your minions. This guy gets to come back, and we will put it right back in the middle. This guy has to snap, and I get 2 more. So now you're out of win conditions over here, basically. Satharu wants them to block for him, sure. And that gets me another card. And that's Kumaya's ult, which that I'm very happy to see. And in the middle, I have the one I predicted on top, and you got the presence, which isn't enough.
Nope, not enough. I lose by 1.
So that's a Whispers of Nupton I drew off of that. And I get to replace one of these guys, and actually getting this guy the heck out of dodge might be the right answer. I can Move 3. Move 3. Put Kichi back there. That seems enticing.
That sounds like a scared man, Eric.
Yeah, I can move 3, attack, and move 3. That's a pretty tough spot to get to. I mean, I have to do something to win. I can't just not lose.
Yep.
So I can't be.
So yeah, looking at you're not threatening a Nexus, and so we're gonna get to round 5, unless you either kill Gilbjorn or Nuntaka or Nalaklan. So
right. So anybody except for Vorhild is a win for me now, and I've got cards that mean maybe I can do it. Redirect. I want to be near at least a minion, or I'll be near the Scourge, so I can use that to stave off something. Man, just staying next to Dome so I can use my Time Warp seems really good. So maybe it is this guy I use, Shadris, to reposition him so he can get next to a Dome. Gulbjorn has taken very little damage, though, and I can't attack her. And the Scourge doesn't do much except for attack heroes, so there's not much else. So, Kichi, are you going to survive? I don't know. All right, we'll go back to the Shadris plan.
There's also the option of, taking double kill off the table by using him to kill yourself.
That is interesting. That's true. But I can't do that one, so I'd have to do 8 damage to one of my guys. So Gulbjorn would be 8 damage. That's true.
I mean, that's always an option. It's there, and if you think your opponent's win condition is to pull off a double kill, and then you just take it off of the table, it makes it very difficult. So it's something to think about.
Yep, 100%. It's a great idea. Alrighty. So we are going to instead, though, go ahead and do a skirmish action targeting Gulbjorn.
Yep, that resolves.
So that is nothing.
Nothing.
We'll go ahead and do an attack action against Gulbjorn.
Okay, 3 + 2 flips.
There's a 6. Oh, the ult.
5 down to 10.
5 to 10. And then I am going to go ahead and do the move 3 and give Shadris fast.
Yep, you got it.
So he's going to bug out of here, but he'll be ready to come back. So where does he want to bug out to? He's fast. He can get back whenever he feels like it. So I think Shader's really going to be your target. You're just going to go after 2 mages. Ooh. Well, that would have been interesting if I went there. I could have taken these 2 sides and forced you over there. I think this is interesting. I go there, and I put Shadris in one of your starting spots.
Okay, well, that is a thing. So you're not making it easy for me to double kill anybody here.
I don't know if that's right, but that's fun. Alrighty. Yep, that's the end of that activation. It's cleanup time. I get up to 9 cards again, so I'm going to be discarding 2 cards again. And you are going to be exactly at 7. So everybody gets cards. And then you get friends to come back. Oh, I just drew a ton of cards.
So Eric, help me remember, on a respawn, do I get to spawn in the same places as I could at the opening of the game? Or
Correct.
Is it just...
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. All those spots. So it's not as restrictive what I did, but I am making a little bit of a wall there. All right. So 2 more cards for me. A refract and another soul scream. Well, I have all kinds of options. Malaklin's coming in at 14. And Taka's coming in at 18.
Yep.
And then I have to toss cards. And I think Whispers of Nupton is too good. Also, I'm sitting here with 4 mana, so I'm looking at combinations of 3 and 1 or 2 and 2 mana cards that I can do. So cards I really want to play are the Void Palace, seems ideal at this point. 1 Soul Scream, I think so. I think a Whispers is just a very possible out card for Shadris. I think Redirect and Time Warp have to stay, and those are both 2s, so they add up to 2. All right, so of these cards, what do I want? Double Soul Scream seems just enticing, so I'll do that. And then I can refract something or Twister of Souls for some damage, or I can have Exhaustion out there. Maybe Exhaustion's the way to go in case Gilbjorn gets feisty. I think that is probably the case. Since I can't play all these cards anyway, I will throw away 2 3-drops.
Gilbjorn is feisty. Okay.
So
Well.
Lachlan has to start 1 back?
Oh, yep. Okay. Okay, so I think that I am going to go ahead and just go with Gilbjorn here.
Okay.
I am going to start with a worship action.
Makes sense.
I am going to move.
You're going to declare a move action. So if I exhaust now, I can turn it into a slow, and that seems really good. Otherwise, I let you move around to here, and then Shadris can turn it into a disarm, which might be better. Maybe I should just change it in disarm anyway. If I'm doing that, I should just wait and let Shadris do it. But it's more mana efficient for Kichi to do it. Because I want to use Whispers with... Oh, wait, can anybody do this one? A friendly Nupton hero on the battlefield takes worship. Anybody can cast that. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm going to let you go ahead and move.
Then I am going to declare a skirmish.
Okay. And so I made a little mistake, but you did too. So what you probably should have done is put the guy here so that I couldn't target him. And you could skirmish, because you can target me or, use your ability.
Use my ability. But if I'm here, I can't hit Shadrius as well as Kichi. So that's...
When you skirmish, you move and then skirmish.
Oh, yep, that makes more sense.
It's part of the thing.
Yep.
So, but you're in there, and I'm going to go ahead and exhaust and turn it into a disarm, please.
So turn my shapeshift.
Shapeshift.
Into
I guess it doesn't matter what I turn it into because that makes it just fizzle, right?
So there was no target when I declared a skirmish because I didn't have to. So how does that work? It's a good question.
It's a replacement effect. So you have to, when you declare the skirmish, you either declare a target or you declare I'm going to replace it with that. And then when you lose the shapeshift, yep, it goes away. Same with Egret's ability and stuff.
Then it is gone. So then I will cast a Sky Tear Drain.
Gross. I can't even redirect it to a
Shadrius.
Scourge. So I can time warp out of here if I would like to save a card, or I want to. Depends how important that time warp is to me. Oh, Ian.
Let me scoot over here
so I would
see your cards.
Obviously throw away a Soul Scream. Man. Is time warping away here just... Time warp's my saving grace, right? It's better than Whispers. Yeah, okay. I'll toss the Whispers and a Soul Scream.
Okay. And then I think that is probably going to... Yep, I think that's going to be my turn.
Okay. Okay. So I'm okay with Kichi dying, as long as it's not part of a double kill. So the real thing I'm worried about is Lachlan doing a Rampant Hatred. Right now it'd be for 3. Do damage to Kichi. Then do a move, and then skirmish into Sathuru for a 3+. That, and so you get to attack for 3+, skirmish for 3+, and then come over here with a move, and then do another skirmish. That could kill me. So I need to be able to stop that. And Time Warp does not help me against... Wait, so skirmish, 1, 2, 3, move. Oh no, you can't do that unless you have another way to get one more movement point. No, you can do it right through there. Never mind. So you go skirmish there and there. So that seems like it is just asking for trouble. But oh, I want to go Soul Scream you. Just gonna default and go for a Nexus win again. Come on, Eric.
You can't help yourself, can you?
I can't. It's just so easy. But surely I can kill one of these guys. Kumaya can't go in Void Palace Vorhild. So I kind of want to just move Shadris so I can get over there with Kumaya and take Nantaka out of the game. Reduce the number of shenanigans that can happen. But really, it's not Nantaka I'm worried about. It's Lachlan. So Shadris, what would you do with your turn? You'd attack Golbjorn, come over here and lead to put pressure. This is already going down. We don't need to go over there. If I mark somebody with Kichi, then I can push and slow. It's fine, I guess. Kichi staying near the Scourge is good because it lets me redirect an attack on the Scourge when you go for the kill. What are you doing, Shadris? What's the plan here, my friend? I guess I want Kichi out of the way. All right, Kichi's gonna... Sure. Kichi is going to move.
Hold on a second. Kichi's going to move. Where are you going? What are you doing? He's going to go run like the coward you are, Kichi. Sure, move is fine.
Kichi is going to declare an attack against Golbjorn.
Well, we don't like that.
Kichi's no coward.
He's not.
Scared.
He's not. Let's go play... Nantaka is going to play a sinkhole.
Okay.
And
Where is that
will target Gilbjorn's Hex.
So once again, I have a redirect, and I don't know that I can get much value out of changing this. I can put it on Lachlan. You can still... Oh, wait, you couldn't... And yes, I would get my attack off no matter what you do. But Kichi is stuck out here, which was one of the things I was worried about. Right now, keep him in, or you push him in there. Oh, you can just mess up everything, can't you? This is why we can't have nice things, Ian. You're going to mess them all up. Much worse it is if I send it over there. I think I'll keep the redirect. I'll let you go ahead and go.
All right, so we will put it right here.
Don't go, Bjorn. Where are you?
Couldn't get it to go down either.
Oh, I had him for a second. There he is.
Oh, we both messed it up. I'll leave it alone. There we go. I'm going to move Gilborn in.
Yep.
And yep, I'll leave it like that.
Well, now they're all next to each other. That seems unfortunate. Alrighty. So I have done a move and an attack, and the attack is fizzling. And so now how bad is this going to be? Your rampant hatred is not going to be that good, or as good. So my options are to just worship one of your guys to get to see some cards, or I can skirmish to start doing a little bit of damage to. I guess Lachlan would be my new target, but Goldbjorn was going to be my target. I think I'm going to go ahead and do a worship action on Nantaka.
Worship Nantaka. That's fine.
Then I might push her to the other side or something like that. Anyway. Yep. Boom. Boom. Kichi sees 2 cards. They're +1s, which are fine to flip during all this stuff. Knowing there's +1s on top is probably just fine. I don't have any double flippers coming, so I'm just going to put them both on top. And I'm not going to lead with these cards. Okay.
All right.
Put a little reminder on top of my deck that I know the top cards are there. And that is Kichi being done.
So I
underwhelming term, Kichi.
Gonna activate Vorhild. So I lose my shapeshift. I am going to start with a move.
But if you take that spot, that's not good for me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to let that happen.
I'm going to declare an attack on Kichi.
8 hit point Kichi is getting attacked. I could redirect that to Shadris at the moment. And that's worth some value because he's got armor. Or I can save the redirect for when it's closer to you actually winning. So I think I will let that happen.
All right, the attack is going to go. So this is 3 + 2 flips. So 4.
So 4 damage. Kichi goes down to 4.
And I think I am going to play a presence. I probably should have done this before to make sure I got a better flip.
Oh, yeah, got it. Yep, okay.
So let's just... We need to do a little bit more damage here to be able to be in a spot to where we can try to kill everybody. So I'm going to declare a skirmish as my last action targeting Kichi.
That seems reasonable. Go ahead.
All right. That's better.
Down to 2.
And that is going to be the end of her turn.
So Shadris is kind of trapped in here. Not gonna lie. My 2 mages have seen better days. 6 hit points between them. I think Lachlan is the person to worry about. I can't get Shadris out there to block. Run. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. I think you're just going right now, so setting that up doesn't help me.
I was a little worried that this game was going to get out of hand, and I'm just happy I've made it
Right. I mean,
interesting.
it feels like I was winning the entire game, but I wasn't really getting a victory condition, really, right?
Yep.
So that's what happens. And that happens a lot to me where I'm basically playing tactician all game long, winning lanes, getting little value, but it doesn't end up with a win. That said, I think if we can do that, maybe double kill goes off the table unless you can just absolutely murder Shadris. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Where's those psychic vampirisms when you need them?
Yep. That would come in handy right now.
So I could time warp Kichi over here, use Shadris' turn to just come over here, and block Nalaklan in.
I don't like the sound of this, Eric.
I mean, you can kill Kichi, though, and then you can make a run for Sethuru. But I don't know what card you could have at the end of this to make that work.
Yeah, I think that was really good foresight in getting Sithuru over into that cover hex.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you made the comment about is this going to be worth it or not, and you think it was, and I think 2 turns later, it's 100% was the right call. Definitely made it very difficult for me to be able to hit both mages.
So if I do that, though, I'm just giving Kichi up, and then I'm daring you to, so like you can Nantaka to try and do some damage to Shadris, and then maybe get the double kill. Maybe. Kumaya, you're just useless over there. Sethuru doesn't want to go until the end. I know that much. Shadris is totally blocked in here. Can't do control. Can't do anything. Not that I know how much control of this lane really means. I mean, my time warps are just not going to be useful for saving my life anyway, because you've got this here. So I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to activate Shadris, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to time warp Kichi.
Using a time warp to move Kichi 1 hex.
Yep.
Sure, that's fine.
Okay, so we're going to unjam Shadris here. And now he is fast, so he can get in the middle. He can do all kinds of things here. The only guy that is marked is Nantaka, which is unfortunate. I don't want to end up next to her. 2, 3, 4, 5, and lead, and blah. So I guess I attack Nantaka before I go. I don't see how that can go badly. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to Soul Scream. So much value. I know I brought it for my mages.
That's hilarious.
I'm going to try and hit all 3 of your guys
Yeah,
for 4+.
That's a thing that can happen. Go for it. So Nantaka takes 5, down to 13. Gilbjorn takes 5.
4. No piercing.
Yep, down to 6. And Vorhild is not targeted. Down to 7.
Yep. 5 damage, right? 13 to 8.
Oh, yep, 8. Yep, math's hard.
All right, then
that
we'll declare
is great value. You're not wrong.
Yeah. All righty, I'll attack Nantaka.
That is fine.
2 plus 1 is 3.
Down to 10.
Yep. Then we'll go ahead and do the move action.
All right, Vorhild will respond with a stone barricade. I will target this hex here.
Yep, that's brilliant.
And Kichi will take 1 damage.
Kichi takes a damage. Oh man. This is something now. Okay, well, I'm going to move there, 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 and then back to there.
That's great.
Thanks for that. And so now I can't lead. I mean, I can, it just doesn't do anything. I can worship to put this guy next to Kichi to stop a pillar kill. Yeah, that's a good idea. Actually, that's a really good idea. Worship and bring it back to here. Is that all right?
Yep.
And I think 1, 2, 3 make it a little bit tougher to get rid of if you want to. Okay.
That's pretty
Well,
good.
this has been a fascinating turn.
So I have to do...
and this guy gets slowed and pushed.
Oh, that's fine. Yep.
Get out of here.
Okay, so I have one card in hand, and it's not a fantastic card. Nantaka, I would like to be able to maybe soften Shadris up, but with just the 2 attack. Ugh. Maybe do 1 damage. So I think I just have to go for it.
Okay.
I think I just have to go for it. Oh, man. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to worship.
You're going to worship. Don't need to clear mana or any of that. Yep, okay.
So I will blow up this pillar.
You're going to blow it up, okay?
Which does 1 damage to Kichi when I remove it.
Okay, when you do that, I'm going to take the damage onto Shadris.
Okay. And I'm going to put the new one, I'll just put it right back here, which will attempt to do another damage to Kichi.
Yep, I'll take another damage on Shadris.
All right. So action 2.
Lachlan worshipping to do 2 damage to Shadris is awesome.
We're going to attack Shadris.
You're going to attack Shadris. That is the attack action. The thing I go ahead and redirect. I think that's the biggest thing you get to do. So I will redirect that to Shadris's illusion.
That is real good. All right.
Okay. You flip. Shadris illusion is gone. You know, the Shadris illusion came over here and did nothing the entire game, and I was like, yeah, it's never going to do anything. And here, it's just been MVP for this round right now.
So then my last action is going to be Nantaka is just not going to be able to do it. So I can...
Nantaka's not going to be able to do anything.
I can skirmish Kichi and hope to draw something awesome. I think that's the only option that I have. So I'm going to skirmish targeting Kichi.
Yep, that goes.
Right, I just need a 1. That's a 1.
That's the first part of what you needed.
So I get to draw
Kichi
a card.
Doesn't come back for the rest of the game.
And let's hope that this is fantastic. That's not fantastic. So, I don't know if it would have been enough, but Shadris' illusion did exactly what he needed to do. And that's going to be it for Nalaklan.
All right, so now I'm not losing. Well, I mean, I still have double kill stuff on. So how do I win now? I need to kill somebody. So Nantaka, are you being voluntold here?
You need to do 10 to Nantaka?
Need to do 10 to Nantaka. You've got no leads in the dome.
Gilbjorn, you need to do 6.
No leads in the dome.
Yeah.
Nantaka still gets to go.
I took my shot and missed. The illusion did its work.
I mean, I'm just tempted to go and take Nantaka and put her in a Void Palace.
I mean, it doesn't seem awful.
That seems fine. I'll go ahead and skirmish, targeting Nantaka.
Yep, that'll be fine.
Let's flip 1. And I don't get any bonuses from the Void Palace until next turn.
All right,
so there's no reason
2
to
damage.
2
down
damage.
To 8.
Yep. So I think we go ahead and we attack.
Yep.
So that's 4 more damage.
Down to 4.
And then we will go ahead and just keep the paint on. We'll go ahead and mark you again.
Yep.
Second time I use this, 1+. If I flip a 3, it's just over. Nope.
So 2 more.
2 more. And then 2-point hit point Nantaka. We're going to say, let's go play. You and I come out here into the Void Palace.
I love it. All right. Well, then Taka's going to go.
You want to flash the Void Palace up on screen for them? In case they...
Yeah. So we're going to hang out and just beat each other up.
All right.
All right. I am going to activate Nantaka.
Yep.
And I think I'm just going to attack Kamaya.
Sounds good.
So 2 plus 1.
So that's 3 minus 1 armor is 2 damage, down to 15.
I'm going to skirmish against her.
Yep. Guide.
Yep. And then I'm going to lead. How about that?
Alrighty. So Sathuru's job is going to take the dome, right? It's a little bit dangerous, but I think it's worth it. So I got to get in there, and I have to lead. I have no cards in hand. You have 2 cards in hand?
I do have 2 cards.
I can also just go in there and attack, but no. I mean, I just need an activation next turn, and I totally... Well, I don't think you can stop it. So if I come in here, I can just run away at the end, right?
I remember, if you kill Gilbjorn, you just win, right?
Yep. But I can't get the kill with Sethuru himself, but I could get it maybe with the outsider.
Which would kind of go in line with everything the Scourge has done this game.
That's true. That's true. All right. So we are going to go ahead and move.
Okay, move is good.
We aren't scared. Well, we're not really that scared. I can't target that. Oh, this is more value. Yeah, sure. We'll go here.
Okay.
I will skirmish targeting Nalaklan.
You got it.
Alrighty, 3 damage. Go in here. And then I have no cards, so I have to lead, and there is a Psychic Vampires in my deck. If I flip it, I'm going to laugh quite a lot.
All right.
Lane 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
To my
I
2.
win by 4.
That's enough to take it down.
Move it here, I think. You have no minions left. I get a card. And I'll put this all over there.
And then these last 2 back there need to respawn. Or
oh, thank you. Yep. So they have to go to these 2 spots, actually. I drew a Wind Blast, which is not... I think I just need reaction stuff, because I think if I get an activation, I'm good. Anyway.
Yep.
So over on 2.
I have 3, because Vorhild.
No lead, so I win by 1.
Yep.
Mark of Kurumo.
Which minion do you want to take out?
Oh, I'll take the one that's on here.
Okay.
We'll push forward 1, and this guy has to snap, and I get 2 more. And I got a second card, and so now in the dome, Sethuru. Just enough.
Just
oh,
enough.
Boy.
Well, my Nantaka led with a 2 inside the Void Palace.
Inside the Void... You win the Void Palace.
The Void Palace.
Alrighty. Quick shot. That's... At least it's reaction. I asked for a reaction.
Yep.
Alrighty. And then we replace Sethuru, because that's the only person we can, with this guy. And so I can do half damage, which would put you to 3, and put me to 1. This seems like just dangerous beyond dangerous. But I'm going to do it. That's what the does.
Yeah.
3 damage.
Down to 3.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and do a attack action.
Put some -1s in your deck. Well, that's just...
Boom.
5 damage.
Sethuru's ult with Sethuru.
You have killed Gilbjorn twice, Eric. You have won by obstinacy.
If you asked for odds on what the victory conditions were, and if you said obstinacy, and you said, and which of those characters over there was going to die twice, I don't know that a
And
Gilbjorn obstinacy thing was like 0.01% chance.
when would we have thought it was going to be the Scourge of Guido doing all of the kills?
All the kills. That's right.
Well, that was fun. I think one of the things that I'm happy about, though I lost, I think it's important, especially for new players, that even though the game looks like it can just be an overwhelming like loss, you're just losing so bad. If you just play to your outs, you make a game of it. And there at the end, um, you played incredibly well. Remember, taking the action to put the illusion out and that sort of thing, and just preventing me from getting that double kill. But at least I made it a game, and I made you work for it. And blocking all your heroes in, like all of these things were things that were actively, in my favor to give it the best shot I could, and made it close. So I was happy about that. I think this is probably the closest game that we've played of the three, even though it may not
100%.
initially look like it, but we're right there.
I agree, and I think, I'm just going to really echo what you say, but sometimes it feels like game snowballs, but if you look a second time at it or something like that, there are almost always, not always, sometimes the VCs just don't allow it or something like that. But I've seen games that I thought were totally over, and somebody has pulled out, and it's like, oh, what the heck just happened there, right?
Yep.
And so this was almost one of those types of situations. And it's happened just because it's such a well-balanced game, and you have 4 victory conditions and stuff like that. So you don't need to be winning all the victory conditions or all lanes or anything like that. You just need 1 before they get any. So if they're winning 3 of them mostly but can't finish the deal, and you sneak 1 in, that is totally legit, and it's what leads this game to be very exciting.
Yeah, I'm really happy about my play with Nentaka, where I went ahead and let you kill Nentaka
Yep. Mm-hmm.
to allow me this opportunity at the start of this round to at least put me in give me a chance. And that's all somebody can hope for, is a chance, because I knew you killing her was not going to aid in your victory condition before it gave me an opportunity to at least throw my punch. So
Yep, 100%. And the other thing is, that alone, right? Yes, maybe I should have gone after Gilbjorn. That probably was even a mistake on my part. But the other part of it is, if you're going to lose somebody, you want to lose them before they activate, so they can come back next round, right? And so, yes, even if you saved Nantaka and then done something, and then I killed her later in the round, it would have been so much worse for you, right? Yep. Because you wouldn't have everybody to come in. So yes.
And if that's the case, then I may have to use my sinkhole there and keep her alive.
Yep, exactly.
But it was a good game. I had a lot of fun with that. Yeah, congrats. Good win.
Yep, thank you. Fun game.
So I think if we learned anything, Eric, the world is happy you're a control player because your bloodlust is real. Well, again, everybody, thank you for watching. Continue to just let us know what you think about the video. Again, take some time to go and watch Eric's deck building episode, where you can see all of his thoughts about the cards that he put in this deck. And we hope you enjoy it. Let us know, give us some feedback, and hopefully we'll do some more of these.
And I have one request. I think I'm excited about some newer players if they want to send us decks and we can clash them against each other, and then we can discuss a little bit about some of the card choices and stuff like that. I think that would be interesting. So if anybody has decks out there that they want to see on stream, just send it to Ian and me.
Yeah, and I think you even made that post in the new player chat. So again, if you're watching this and you're a new player, hop into the Skytear Discord, get involved there. The community is fantastic, and there's always going to be someone available to walk you through TTS, walk you through the rules. There's always people looking for games, so it's a great place to go. Feel free to reach out to Eric or I, and just the community as a whole is fantastic. So again, thanks everybody for watching. We hope you enjoy it. And Eric, thanks for the beating. It was a lot of fun.
Take care, everyone.
All right. Have a good night.